you work with any other stores within your district that help you out with any different responsibilities or anything you have?
Um, Radio Shack is a very team-focused company, so that allows me to basically call upon other local stores for help from anything from staffing to product requests and general customer, appeasement. Getting something in for a customer. It's always quicker to get it from another store that's local than it is to get it from our warehouses.
Working within the company, obviously you have multiple tasks that you need to deal with. How do you handle the stress within these situations?
I've always been a big advocate of, planning your work and then working your plan. If I take the time to lay out a plan to get all my work done, and then I follow that plan, I find that I always have extra time to focus on additional things such as improving my business and training my associates.
Then how would you describe yourself personally as far as dealing with stressful situations versus dealing with stressful employees?
When it comes to stress, I've always been the kind of person who has the ability to just fly by the seat of my pants, per se. So when I get into those situations, it's kind of when I get into what I call my zone, and I just go with the flow and keep my head on a swivel and just follow the plan that I've always had in place. Sometimes it gets a little askew. I don't get to follow it to an exact T, but the ability to think on my feet is a trait that has got me where I'm at, but it's also a trait that I look for in my associates.
What team members you would like to have as part of a team with you?
When I do my hiring, I look at what traits I have on the team members. That's okay. When I do my hiring, I look at the traits that I have currently on my team, and I look at what I think is missing, and I look for those traits in the person that I'm looking to hire. That allows me to basically have a very well-rounded, complete team with all sorts of different focuses. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's a really hard question to answer. I know exactly what I'm trying to say.
What do you look for when hiring an employee?
Right, I look for somebody who has the traits that I feel is missing from my current staff. When I'm doing my interviews, I actually look for people who have traits that I feel is lacking from my current staff. Hiring those kind of people allow me to have a very well-rounded team that I can come to with all sorts of problems and that is able to come through in all sorts of situations.
Have you ever had any conflict between employees within the company or peers within the company?
I've had quite a few different confrontations. In a sales environment, things do get very competitive, and being able to delegate is actually part of, or it's not delegate, mediate, that's what I'm looking for. I have to go back, let's think where it was.
Just asking if you had conflict with people in the company.
Okay. Yes, in a sales type environment that's very competitive, you do occasionally have people that do have conflicts, and being able to be a mediator is something that is part of my job.
And as far as motivating your peers and coworkers, what's the best style you use to motivate them?
I don't really think there's one style that you can utilize to motivate a team. Every individual person is motivated by different things. And a big part of my job is figuring out what motivating factors each associate that I have under me is driven by. Some people are driven by money, others by just being a part of a team, and some people just need that pat on the back. And being able to figure out what drives each of my associates to succeed and then utilizing that to motivate them is a big part of my job.
Have you ever had an employee that didn't seem to fit in with the rest of the group?
Yes, occasionally you get those people that are kind of, outsiders, and it's important to make them feel welcome and, take the same amount of time that you do with them with every other associate.
If you continue to find conflict with that one employee among the others, what do you typically do?
Sometimes I will try and locate the source of the conflict, figure out if it's just one person who's kind of causing it, and sometimes it just has to be dealt with in a one-on-one situation behind closed doors.
On to the next.
That's the question. Try again.
Do you feel that your personal values have at all influenced your leadership style?
I feel that my personal values are a big part of my leadership style. I'm the kind of person that believes in doing things the right way the first time, and taking pride in your work. Therefore, those are the kind of attributes that I expect from my employees. So when I am delegating a task and I follow up on it, that's my expectation, is that you take pride in that task that I've given you and that you do it right.
What priorities do you have? What kind of personal values and priorities have helped you become a leader over the years?
I feel that a big part of what's allowed me to become a leader and be as successful as I have been is just my work ethic. I'm the kind of person that doesn't go home until the job is done, and I'm always there for my people. If they need anything from me, whether it be a question or some help on a problem or some training or anything, my people know they can come to me.
Would you say that work ethic is the most important value of a leadership? Leadership is it? I'm gonna start that one over. Would you say that work ethic is the most important value of a leader?
I don't know that I would say it's the most important value. However, being a leader also means setting a good example. So if you want your associates to have a good work ethic, you need to display one yourself.
So on to the next